I welcome everyone. Analytical Service in NextDecade. Thanks for watching our review. Dear viewer, we kindly ask you to give this video your royal like. Your thumbs up is greatly needed for the development of the project NextDecade. Now we will compare the current performance of the company NextDecade Corporation, ticker NEXT. This review was created using information that was current as of September 10, 2024. According to classification NextDecade company NextDecade belongs to the subcategory Oil and Gas. 131 companies are involved in the comparison. This is very representative. We start with summary information about the company. If you're interested, you can pause the video. We suggest studying all the parameters of the company carefully. You can view the database with the classification of company tickers using the link in the pinned comment. We kindly ask you to share the link to the video with your friends. Thank you for your repost and other support. It helps a lot in future work. Well, friends, let's begin. Market capitalization of the company NextDecade Corporation valued at $1.23 billion. And the capitalization of the subcategory is $2,575 billion. NextDecade Corporation has a share of 0.048% and is one of the very small companies in the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is $0.61 billion. And the capitalization of the subcategory is $1,640 billion. NextDecade Corporation accounts for a share of 0.037%. By comparing the occupied shares of the market and book value, we can see the following. Occupied share NextDecade Corporation in the subcategory when assessing market capitalization is 0.048%. The book value is 0.037%. This is 23% less than the share of market capitalization. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance sheet capitalization of the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The analyzed organization's debts amount to $2.875 billion. Financial liabilities to book value amount to 471.3% of capital. Assessment by the level of the company's financial obligations, very bad, -2 points. The ratio of the company's market value to its profit is 0. The subcategory average is 10.4, which is worse than the subcategory average. An assessment of the company's stock price to its profit in comparison with the subcategory. Very bad, -2 points. Profit for the last 12 months was -$26 million. Forward earnings for the next 12 months are unknown. And this is bad for the company's prospects. An assessment of the projected future profit indicator in comparison with in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The company's price-to-revenue ratio is 0. The average in the subcategory is 0.9, which is worse than the average in the subcategory. Assessment of stock price to revenue indicators in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Bad, -1 point. Revenue for the last 12 months was $0 million. Forward revenue for the next 12 months is unknown. And this is negative for the company. An assessment of the projected future sales indicator in comparison with the indicators in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. The sales margin is 0%, with an average for the subcategory of 8.9%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 8.9%. Profitability assessment in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The company's share in terms of the number of employees in the subcategory is 0.017%. This is 182% less than the share of market capitalization. And this fact reflects the discrepancy between the company's exchange value NextDecade Corporation, probably towards revaluation. The amount of market capital for each employee of the company is equal to $8,366,000. And for the subcategory, $3,055,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 173.8%. Estimation of the amount of market capital per employee in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Tolerable, 0 points. The amount of profit for each employee of the company is minus $175,500. With the average in the subcategory, $293,100. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 40%. Estimation of profit per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The company's revenue per employee is $0,000. In the subcategory, $3,310,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 100%. Estimation of the share of revenue per company employee in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. Shares shorted are 7.1%, compared with the subcategory average of 4.6%. This is an assessment of the risk of a short squeeze. Technical indicator RSI 14 shows a level of 38% for the company NextDecade, whereas for the subcategory this level is approximately 38%. On average, securities of the subcategory are valued the same as company shares NextDecade. Comparing the dynamics of the company's share price NextDecade Corporation and subcategory companies. We see that over the past 12 months, the company's shares NextDecade Corporation showed a dynamics of minus 19.4%. Against price changes in the subcategory minus 12.2%. This does not clearly indicate anything, but it is necessary to take note of this fact. Result: minus 9.5 out of 10 points. The average score for the subcategory is 0.9 points. If you look broadly, within the entire US stock market as a whole, we can note that the average result for the US stock market as a whole is 0.3 points. Against a score of minus 9.5 points for the company NextDecade Corporation. Let's look at the order table, which is available to you. The link to it is in the pinned comment. The order table contains absolutely all decisions made by the information and reference system Guru.Markets. Access to the order table is free and open. Link in pinned comment. Based on the analysis of the company's shares NextDecade, Guru.Markets. Open an order. For a reason NextDecade, this is one of the most overvalued companies in the subcategory. It is necessary to remind that earlier June 1st, 2023, we published an order, ticker CAPL. Reference rating system Guru.Markets, a decision has been made on this order. Close the order. The final loss was 12.4%. Thank you everyone for watching this video and for using the information system Guru.Markets. You truly are the most excellent audience in the world.